Europe's electric vehicle dream is collapsing faster than anyone expected. Factories are shutting down, EV sales are plummeting, and major players like Audi and Volkswagen are scrambling to survive. With Germany's EV market down 20% and billion-dollar investments vanishing, is this the end of Europe's green revolution? We are going to uncover the shocking truth behind this unraveling crisis. Declining EV sales. Europe's EV market is experiencing an alarming decline, particularly in major markets like Germany. Once a symbol of progressive innovation, EV sales in Germany have plunged by an eye-watering 20% this year. The removal of government subsidies at the end of 2023 is being cited as the primary cause. These incentives had been instrumental in making EVs more financially accessible to middle-class consumers. Without them, the steep price tags of electric vehicles are deterring potential buyers, leaving showrooms emptier than ever. It's not just Germany that's feeling the strain. France, Norway, and Sweden have all reported declines in EV sales, down by 0.6%, 3.1%, and 11%, respectively. Even markets showing growth, like the UK with a 14% increase and the Netherlands with a 7.8% rise, aren't enough to offset the broader downward trend across Europe. Affordability remains a critical issue. European manufacturers, including big names like Audi and BMW, have focused heavily on high-end luxury EVs. Audi's Q8 e-tron, with a price tag of around €80,000, is a prime example. While technologically impressive, such models are far beyond the financial reach of the average European consumer. Meanwhile, traditional gasoline and diesel cars continue to dominate, offering a cheaper and more practical alternative for everyday drivers. The disparity between supply and consumer demand is stark, and unless automakers pivot their strategies, the gap will only widen. Factory shutdowns. The wave of factory closures spreading across Europe is a grim reflection of the challenges plaguing the EV industry. Audi's Brussels plant, once celebrated as a beacon of innovation, is now at risk of shutting down. Dedicated to producing the high-tech Q8 e-tron, this factory represents a significant investment in Europe's EV future. Yet, stagnant sales and high production costs have left its future in jeopardy. Parent company Volkswagen is also mulling over the closure of several plants in Germany, marking a potential first in its 87-year history. The retreat of foreign investors compounds the problem. Chinese battery giant S-Volt, which had ambitious plans to build 2 state-of-the-art factories in Germany, has pulled the plug on its €2.7 billion investment. Officially, S-Volt cited Europe's sluggish EV market and trade tensions as the reasons for its exit. However, insiders suggest financial instability in China may have also played a role. Regardless of the reasons, the impact is profound, leaving Germany's aspirations to become a global battery powerhouse in disarray. These closures carry more than just economic consequences. Thousands of jobs are on the line, threatening the livelihoods of workers and the stability of local economies. The environmental impact is another concern. Shuttered facilities mean wasted resources, and the uncertainty surrounding future projects raises questions about Europe's commitment to sustainable development. For an industry touted as the solution to climate change, these setbacks are a stark reminder of the complex challenges involved. Chinese competition. Chinese automakers are rapidly emerging as a formidable force in the global EV market, and Europe is feeling the pressure. Flooding the market with affordable, efficient electric vehicles, Chinese companies are capturing significant market share and challenging the dominance of established European brands. The stark contrast between China's budget-friendly models and Europe's luxury-focused EVs underscores a fundamental misalignment in market strategies. The European Parliament has taken notice, discussing potential tariffs on Chinese EV imports to protect domestic manufacturers. While such measures may offer temporary relief, they fail to address the core issue: Europe's inability to produce competitively priced electric vehicles. The lack of affordability is driving consumers toward Chinese options, and without a substantial shift in focus, European automakers risk losing their competitive edge. Battery production is another area where China is outpacing Europe. Chinese companies like CATL dominate the global battery market and are expanding their footprint in Europe. While this investment could bolster Europe's EV infrastructure, it also raises concerns about dependency on foreign suppliers. Moreover, the environmental and social impacts of large-scale battery production are fueling local opposition, further complicating the situation. For Europe to compete, it must prioritize affordability and innovation. This means rethinking design strategies, investing in new technologies, and addressing the environmental and social concerns tied to EV production. Without these changes, Europe risks falling further behind in an increasingly competitive global market. The human cost of the EV revolution. The push for electric vehicles, while environmentally motivated, has sparked resistance from local communities across Europe. Rural areas in particular are witnessing growing opposition to large-scale industrial projects. In Hungary, for example, an €8 billion battery factory proposed by Chinese manufacturer CATL has become the center of heated protests. Groups like the Mothers of Mike Perks have raised concerns about pollution, water depletion, and health risks associated with the factory. Their activism highlights a growing disconnect between the lofty promises of a green future and the realities of industrial expansion. Similar protests have erupted in other parts of Europe, fueled by a lack of transparency and public input in decision-making processes. Communities argue that they have been excluded from discussions about projects that directly impact their environment and quality of life. This backlash poses a significant challenge for the EV industry, which relies on public support to drive growth and adoption. These protests also shed light on the broader sustainability issues facing the EV industry. While electric vehicles are marketed as a solution to climate change, the environmental costs of battery production, ranging from mining raw materials to managing toxic waste, are significant. If these concerns are not addressed, the public's trust in the EV revolution could erode, further undermining its potential to drive meaningful change. The human cost of the EV revolution is a reminder that progress must be inclusive and considerate of all stakeholders. For the industry to succeed, it must engage with local communities, prioritize transparency, and commit to sustainable practices. Without these efforts, the road to a greener future will remain fraught with obstacles. Can Europe save its EV industry? Europe's EV industry is at a critical juncture. To recover and thrive, automakers and policymakers must confront the challenges head-on and implement bold strategies. One of the most pressing issues is affordability. Automakers must shift their focus from luxury EVs to practical, cost-effective models that cater to the needs of average consumers. This shift will require significant investment in research and development to produce efficient, affordable vehicles without compromising on quality. Governments also have a crucial role to play. Restoring subsidies and financial incentives could help reignite consumer interest in EVs. Investment in charging infrastructure is another priority. Without a robust network of charging stations, many consumers will remain hesitant to make the switch to electric vehicles. Policymakers must also address the environmental and social concerns surrounding EV production. Stricter regulations on pollution and waste management, coupled with greater transparency in project planning, can help rebuild public trust. Engaging with local communities and addressing their concerns is essential for fostering support and ensuring the long-term sustainability of the industry. On a broader scale, Europe must strengthen its position in the global EV market. This includes competing with Chinese automakers by producing affordable alternatives and forging international partnerships to drive innovation and reduce costs. By embracing collaboration and prioritizing sustainability, Europe can regain its leadership in the green transition and pave the way for a more sustainable future. The road ahead is challenging, but it is not without hope. By learning from past mistakes and committing to meaningful change, Europe's EV industry can overcome its current struggles and emerge stronger. The choices made today will determine the industry's future, shaping not only Europe's economy, but also its role in the global fight against climate change. The collapse of Europe's EV factories is a wake-up call for an industry that once seemed unstoppable. The challenges are immense: declining sales, factory closures, fierce competition from China, and growing public resistance. Yet, these obstacles also present an opportunity for reinvention. By addressing affordability, sustainability, and public trust, Europe can chart a new course for its EV industry. The stakes are high, but the potential rewards are even greater. A thriving EV industry could drive economic growth, reduce carbon emissions, and position Europe as a global leader in sustainable technology. However, achieving this vision will require bold action and unwavering commitment from all stakeholders. The road to recovery will not be easy, but it is a journey worth taking. The future of Europe's EV industry and its role in the global green revolution depends on the choices made today. Let's hope those choices lead to a brighter, more sustainable future for all.